What's up, Sooner Nation? How's everybody doing tonight? Hope you're doing well. This is Tuesday night, Sooner Surge Live. Jeremy will be joining us here shortly, but I am going to start this thing out and hit the like. As Monty says, help the twins out. Help me out right now in the chat. Would love to converse with you guys, so put some good stuff in the chat. Yeah, sad day today. Robert Redford. I see the movies you mentioned there, Sooner fan, but my favorite movie that he's in is not listed there, and that would be Last Castle. I don't know if anybody's seen Last Castle, but I really like that movie. He's done a lot of good movies, though. A lot of good movies, Robert Redford. Sad that, yeah, Last Castle, great movie. Jeez, that's a good movie. But yeah, he did all kinds, really good stuff. So sad day for that, because he's one of the greats, man. I think I want to say he was like 89 years old. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, he was old. Hey, Brent Venables, Ben Arbuckle spoke to the media today. We'll talk about that. As Auburn gets ready to roll into town on Saturday, 2:30 kick. We saw who the announcers are for the game. What are your thoughts? Are you all a Sean McDonough fan? And then I'm trying to remember I think it's Greg McElroy. So what are your thoughts on that? I've heard mixed feelings from Greg McElroy's point from people that I feel like it's either they don't like McElroy at all. It's like a love or hate thing with him. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, we're going to talk about this, and Jeremy will be joining in a minute. And we had heard kind of rumblings of this that he'd probably be out for the year. But yeah, Chief, come on now, not Schmitty. Had nothing to do with Schmitty, but he's out for the year. So not good for OU's depth at lineman and at center specifically, because they would probably move Fabechi over if Mikala, I can never pronounce the name right, Mikala gets injured. But then what do you do after that? I mean, it could be a problem down the road if they have injuries. Let's hope and pray they don't, but it could be. What's up, Big Orange? Waylon Jennings. Man, what a game the other day. Georgia, Tennessee, Big Orange. Hated to see Orange lose that game. Really hoping they would win that game, and just couldn't close it out. Very disappointing. Eric, I would agree. Listen, I'm with you on this. In fact, let's sit here and just tell everybody the facts here. Yeah, he got injured. He's out for the year. You know what else happened? He lost his job. Michael beat him out. Plain and simple. I mean, plain and simple, that he beat him out. And yeah, he got injured and now he's out for the year, but he lost his job. I mean, he came in as team captain, and Michael beat him out, in my opinion. But yeah, and Fabechi, I did see I don't know where I saw this, but I saw people talking about Fabechi got a little bit banged up the other day. I guess I missed that in the game where he came out of the game. But you know what? They're going to be playing. If Fabechi gets injured, you got Foji on the 2 deep. He'd be the one to come in. I mean, who knows about Jake Taylor? I mean, I know he's tackled, but who knows about him and kind of where he's at? But yeah, we can't afford it. I'm with you, Troy. I don't think they can afford that right now. Now, Court says trainee PL at center. Time to let the freshman eat, Derek says. Hey, may have to. Derek may have to. Just a rolled ankle. Yeah, I think Fasusi's back this week, hopefully. Now, EPL's got some run, and it doesn't. And listening to Gabe talk, I guess they don't feel like he's ready yet. But yeah, ankle injuries. And ankle injuries as a lineman, I don't think that's the best injury to have, to be quite honest, just because all your weight and everything on those ankles. We'll see what happens. the front for Auburn's, I think when you look at who OU's played this year, Michigan was a good front. I think Auburn's a good front. Now, how good? I don't know. I mean, I know they have a couple guys I heard on the radio today that people think will be drafted. I don't know what round or anything like that, but OU's going to play good up front. I mean, they just have to. They have to protect. I think, here's the thing. I think Arbuckle and I think Mateer are able to kind of hide a little bit of some of the stuff that's been going on in the O-line. You look back at the Temple game. I mean, Howland got beat a few times on a pass rush, and literally Mateer was getting ready to get drilled from the blind side. And he stepped up or barely got out of the tackle. When you're playing big boys, big-time teams, those guys will hit you blindside. And that's when a turnover happens. You lose a ball. So you can't be having blindside guys just getting untouched off the line. So they got to be better at that part of the O-line. Little warm for me, Court says. I agree. It's hot here where I'm at. Big Orange said it's beautiful night. It's hot where I'm at. I think it got up to 90 today where I'm at. So going to have to get rid of the ball quick. I would agree with that. No, OU did not win the appeal. They're not going to win appeal. I mean, the whole targeting appeal, I don't even see a point in appealing it. You know why? They pretty much appeal it in a game. They review it forever, it seems like. It's like they got pretty good camera angles. I don't know if any that have won it, to be quite honest. I just don't know of any. Well, Mac, let's hope we don't have to find out, man. What's up, Braden? How you doing tonight? Let's hope we don't have to find out Fabetti at center. He needs to stay at guard. Everyone needs to stay healthy. First SEC game for John Mateer. Big time. Should be a good atmosphere. Now, I've seen a lot of people talking about what songs are they going to play after the third quarter. Hey, I don't know. They got to figure it out. I heard Auburn was playing at their practice, Ain't No Love in Oklahoma, because I guess they think OU plays it all the time. Maybe they do, but I don't know, man. I think it's going to be a good atmosphere. 2:30 kick, first 2:30 kick of the season. 2:30 is a weird time for me for a game because of if you were to go to the game, because really truly enjoy the tailgating, you need to get down there real early, almost for like tailgating for breakfast. And then you could, at your tailgate, have TVs on watching the 11 o'clock games. But then you want to get into the stadium as Braden's going. Braden, you want to get into the stadium by 12:30 to get everything energized and get things going. I don't know if that'll happen. That's what needs to happen. You need to get there early, and students need to get there early. But I think the 2:30 kind of hinders some of the tailgate. And then you have to go back and tailgate afterwards to really get the experience. But yeah, 918, he did play in high school, but like you said, it's been a while removed from that. Doesn't mean a whole lot. But, hopefully we don't really, honestly, hopefully we don't have to find out. I mean, I think McClure has been actually playing okay at center. So yeah, he didn't seem too concerned, but it's a press conference, Jerry. You're not going to get a whole lot of concern at a press conference. Today was one of the shorter press conferences that I think he's had there. It was pretty short. I know they were having technical difficulties and that sort of thing. But hey, Pink, I think I'm going to the Missouri game as well. I think I'll be there as well. Missouri, South Carolina this week be an interesting game. I think this is a game where Beamer, after losing last week, I think he gets him ready to play there in Missouri for South Carolina. NIL Commission wants to know, will Arnold get 100 yards passing against OU? And Texas still sucks. He's going to have to throw for more than 100 yards if they're expecting to be in the game. I mean, just plain and simple. Because I don't see them torching OU on the running game. But, I mean, if OU holds Arnold to under 100 yards, I would say OU wins this game by a couple of touchdowns. Rudy's Barbecue, Pink. Here's the deal. It's a great spot because it's so close, kind of the stadium. I usually hit it up just because it's so close. Is it my favorite barbecue? No. It's probably not even the best in Norman, but I haven't eaten very many other ones, but it's really convenient. It's good barbecue. I don't consider it great barbecue. I consider it good barbecue. Now, if you're wanting great, there's probably other places. I mean, people in here might know better. I think it's good. I like it. I go there. I eat it. I think it's very convenient. But if you like tacos, right by the stadium too, there's Velvet Taco. Velvet Taco is really good. I like Velvet Taco. Okay, so you've already been to the other ones, Pink. You've already been to the other ones. Eric is saying they could be -2 in turnovers and still win by 2 touchdowns. You think OU could be -2 and win? Well, we'll see. I mean, I just think the turnover margin is gonna end up hurting OU if they can't turn it around a little bit. Just to be down 5-0 in turnovers for the year, you know they're not happy about that. So that's got to turn around. It will bite you. One of these games you're playing coming up, if you lose a turnover battle by a couple, you'll lose the game. It's just bound to happen at some point. Troy, I don't know. I'm kind of in between on this game. I saw Eric say he doesn't think it's going to be a good game. He think OU rolls. Troy's saying it might be closer. I think I'm at like a 10-point game right now. Kind of like I was with Michigan a little bit. I think I'm kind of similar on this game. So now I do think Auburn's pass defense, I don't think it's great. I mean, I think Baylor put up, I want to say 400 yards in the air first week. So, but we'll see. First SEC game, you got to win it. Home game, got to win. Yeah, I agree. Pass defense, I think we're going to get it. Where are the Auburn fans? I don't know. They're not. We had a couple on there last night, but just a couple. So, what else is on your minds tonight? What do you want to talk about? Chief is saying hopefully Mateer does not run a lot. I would tend to man, I'm kind of in between on that, Chief, because I think he needs to run for this offense to be able to get the running game going. I just don't think they can do it handing it off. But at the same time, I'm trying to think, can anybody remember, has he slid once this year? I maybe head first one time he kind of dove for a first down, but I don't think he's slid like a quarterback slide yet this year. What's up, Debbie Downers? Chuck says, LOL. Yeah, I don't see a whole lot of Debbie Downers in here, but yeah, this is what needs to happen, Troy. And I talked about this last night. That's the one reason why it's so important for you to win this game is you have the bye week after, and then you have Kent State. So it's really like you have 2 bye weeks before Texas to get healthy. And they really need that. So I think anybody that's banged up and hurting, I think they go this week. I think they play because then they have 2 weeks to kind of get better. I think if you got anybody that can go, they go this week. What's a sweet spot for carries you want Mateer to average? In 10 to 12, in your opinion, is what 918 says. I was thinking more like 8 to 10, but I could go 10 to 12. Can't be 19, I don't think. Can't be 19, I wouldn't think. But, yeah, Jaden Jackson going to feast. David Stone going to feast. Did y'all see the updated depth chart OU released? They released an updated depth chart. I don't take a whole lot of thought into it, really. I mean, there's some different ones than there were week 1, but not a whole lot that I just really look at and say, ooh, you know. So, but they did release it. Injury report should come out tomorrow, I believe on Wednesday. They should be releasing that. Chuck says, yeah, Mac, Auburn hasn't played anyone yet. I mean, Baylor's a decent team. Baylor's decent. Hope our injuries or nicks and bruises don't set us back on the O-line. Jay, they have to play for us to have a chance. Yeah, they need to play. Fasusi needs to play. I would agree with you, Chuck. I'm with you, man. I think you could see that Fasusi was quite a bit better than Howland. So, Hunter was listed as 4 strings. Hunter or Jackson, one of them maybe. I don't know. Yeah, Sexton's the guy's, unfortunately, he's always been injured. And it's unfortunate. Buddy Media, what's up? Thanks for joining us tonight, man. Says, OU defense is getting scary good. This defense reminds me of BV defense at Clemson during those championship years. Yeah, they seem to be playing a little bit faster than they played in years. They seem to be very aggressive. He's bringing a lot of people, even against scrub teams. He's blitzing a lot. I like it. I like to see it, not giving anybody time. And I just think it comes with, you got guys that have been in the system now 3 years, and they kind of know what's going on, so they can play faster. They know where to be and that sort of thing. Interesting, though, when you compare it to last year and the year before, you have guys that are leading the team in tackles with 4 tackles compared to, like, when Stutzman used to get 11, he'd be the only one getting that many tackles. Now they really are spreading it around quite a bit. 4, 4, 4. I mean, J.A. may take the top off the sink. Come on, Ron. If he does, he does. I mean, more power to him to try it. I would be surprised if that happened. I got to turn this fan on. It's hot. I would be surprised if that happened, but who was talking? Somebody on there was talking about Ott earlier. Somebody, who was that was talking about Ott? About Josh McCuistion saying something. Who was saying that? Somebody in the chat. It's way up at the top, so I don't want to go try to find it because it's so far up there. But Troy says having Dolby back and helping everybody love playing with. Yeah, he was listed as an or with Cortland, I think, which is kind of odd, but or maybe it was with Gentry. Ott still learning the playbook. McCuistion said he might hit portal. Are you talking about at the end of the year? I thought this was his last year he could play. Now, if you redshirts, is that what you're saying? You redshirts and then portals? Hey, Chuck, earlier this week, I thought the same thing. With RMT being out the first half, I'm kind of with you here. I think he's been trending in an upward direction. Is he where he needs to be yet? No, but he's trending up. And I could see him having a pretty dang good game with RMT out the first half. But we'll see. Yeah, I could see him rotating Gentry and Dolby as well. I'll tell you what, I love Dolby. But I wonder, is corner – I mean, if you got Gentry and Cortland, it'd be hard for me to – I mean, you can rotate him in there, but I almost wonder if they would play more if they're playing 3 defensive backs. But, yeah, man, that was okay. By the way, Lonnie, I'm glad you brought that up. I saw that yesterday or the day before. It was a really cool interception. Good for him, man. He's starting. I think it's great. He's starting. He's doing good. I need to go see how Stutzman's doing. We all saw what Baker did the other night. It was pretty impressive. Now, Chief, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Marvin Jones, during the game, went to the tent. Everybody said he's fine, so I'm not worried about it. Same with PJ. The Okoye thing, did anybody ever say anything about Okoye? Like, I don't remember anything being said about Okoye's injury. So he was not fully suited up. What's going on with that? Because nobody, all we heard was Brent Venables say, Okoye should be back this week. Well, why was he out in the first place? That's what nobody knows. Yeah, I know he didn't dress, but like, why? Man, I tell you, I don't want to go down a rant here. Gosh, I really shouldn't do this. I get really frustrated. I get really frustrated watching some of these college press conferences. I do. And I'm not specifically talking about OU. I'm talking about, because a lot of times on Mondays and Tuesdays, I will just flip it on random SEC press conference and listen to it while I'm working and stuff. It bothers me. It really does. Because these coaches are getting paid a lot of money. Lots of money. I feel like a lot of the questions are layup for these coaches. Instead of people asking like real questions that and I know it's not for the fans, but like questions that would be really interesting. Maybe even for articles. Sometimes I'm like, man, and you did see LSU guy ask a question and Brian Kelly lit into him for asking it. And it's like, whoa, Brian Kelly. Chill, bro. He has a right to question something that's going on if it's not very good with your team. I feel like a lot of times they want softball questions, layup questions, because they don't want to have to deal with the truth of what's going on. You know why? It used to be, I remember when Al Eshbeck would go to the press, he got the first question every time, and it would be about injuries, certain guys, are they going to play? But like, I feel like maybe I'm wrong. But when you watch Sunday night, they have the Inside OU Football or whatever with Brent Venables and Toby Rowland. Then Monday night, you have the Huddle with Gabe Eichert, and you have the Coaches Show with Teddy Lehman and Gabe Eichert. And then you get to Tuesday. Well, all the stuff you've heard from Sunday and Monday, you're getting the same questions on Tuesday that they've just answered on Monday. For instance, today, and I love David Stone. Today, Brent Venables asked about, what about David Stone? How's, what's been just the improvement he's made? Well, we heard the same thing on Monday at the Coaches Show. We've heard it's like everybody knows he's improving. I don't know. I may be looking way into this. I'm just saying, I just like, give me some cool little quotes or something but it's hard to when they're not asked very questions that's going to get those quotes. And I know this is probably totally boring, y'all. But like the Brian Kelly thing is really what started it for me this week and then he came out and apologized. He came out and apologized to the reporter. But like he was questioned, I think, about third down efficiency. It hasn't been good. And Brian Kelly got all pissed off, started yelling at him. Dabo Swinney today. I don't know the question that Dabo Swinney was asked, but I just saw clips all over Twitter about him kind of losing it. And it makes you sometimes think that can't really ask hard questions because these coaches are getting so upset. You know what? Me and Jeremy talked about this today. Actually, Mark, we talked about this. Do you know what question I would ask today? I got it for you, by the way. You ready for it? I put this in a text today to Jeremy. And guys, this is my exact question I was going to ask if I would have been in the media today. Okay, you ready for this? Let me find it for you. All right. Let's see here. All right. This is my question. Ready for this, guys? All right. You know what? I'm going to wait till Jeremy gets on here because I want to ask him. He'll be Brent Venables. So we'll pause that. Hold it. He's getting ready to join us. And then we'll open up the phone lines as well. But I'm going to ask it here in a minute because I think it's a valid question. And this should be pretty funny. But corrections. We'll get the phone lines open in a minute, but sorry. With just me on here, I'm going to wait till we get another person so we can figure out the cameras and everything. Oh, John Hoover used to always headbutt. Yeah. And listen, I am not going to call people out for questions as far as bad questions. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I feel like the coaches sometimes they just get easy questions. Maybe it's either because they'll yell at the people asking the question or what. I don't know. Just a thought I had. A lot of people on there don't like Brian Kelly. They're doing pretty well right now. I'd have to look at their schedule to see where they end up on the year. Lagway, 5 interceptions last week. Wow. No, I did not ban Jeremy. If I banned Jeremy, it'd be for longer than that. I get upset at Jeremy quite a bit, but we don't ban each other. Yeah, and that's Corey. They do. They interview all the players and ask them questions as well. And this is not a slam towards the media. That's not what I'm saying. I am saying I feel like the coaches have maybe it's gotten so where you can't really go too depth on much, or this could be it too. You can't, and that's what I was going to say, 918. You can't ask things that are going to tick coaches off. And that's why I mean coaches get ticked off, because then what? Then you might not get as much access, or they might not answer your questions. And let's face facts. If they don't want to answer the question, they're not anyway. But I think I have a pretty good question that I think Venables might have answered, and I'm going to say it in a minute. So, no, Hunter did not get married. Who thinks that? Yeah, it's a conspiracy, David says. Hey, let's get to trivia. Let's get to trivia early tonight. Hey, before we do, you see the logo there. Sugar 66, great business. Owned by 918 from the chat. You know him. He wins trivia about 90% of the time. Sugar 66. There's 2 locations, one in Tulsa, near the Mother Road Market. Also one in Catoosa near the Big Blue Well. I'm talking pineapple whips, freeze-dried candy, snow cones. Gosh, really good stuff. Check them out, Sugar 66. All right. Here's trivia for the evening. In 2017, OU played Auburn in the bowl game. Who led Oklahoma in tackles that game? Who led Oklahoma in tackles in 2017 game versus Auburn? That's the question of the night. Correct, Dalpos. You are absolutely correct. That is very fast, dude. Wow. Caleb Kelly, 8 tackles. Unbelievable, Dalpos. Did you read how did you know I was going to ask that question, man? That's great. Chuck says, Jay, have you thought about the coaches might be under a lot of stress? So sometimes when they're under distress, reporters ask questions so they can ask questions, they can push their buttons. Are you talking about the Brian Kelly situation? You think they tried to push his button? I don't know anything about the reporter that asked the question. But Brian Kelly got upset. Yeah. Definitely did. You know what? Maybe I think it goes both ways. I mean, I think the deal is like, I think NFL, I mean, it's different, but they get asked certain things. Like, who was it this week, NFL? I think it was week 1. Ben Johnson got asked, why'd you go for it? Or something like that. You just wouldn't see that, I don't think, as much in college. Sharks will be fed this weekend. Let's go, Talon. I'm with you, man. Let's feed them Sharks, man. Let's get some turnovers this weekend. Brian Kelly is so mad right now. Now, I did not even see the apology. I just saw that he apologized. I'm sure it was scripted and probably told he had to do it. I mean, yeah. We're going to do score predictions later this week for the game as it gets closer. Tone Low thinks it's going to be closer than people think. I'm at 10-point. I'm at 10-point game right now. So that's where I'm at. We'll see if that changes as the game gets closer. The weather looks pretty dang good for Saturday. You got to think, guys and gals in here, that Brent Venables, I mean, he's going to have him dialed up to stop the run. And unless Arnold can throw the ball around the yard, this game should be a double-digit win by Oklahoma. Because I don't think they can keep up scoring with Oklahoma if they can't run the ball. I just don't think they can. Benjamin's got 34-10. He's got a blowout. Gary God says, game won't be close. Going to be a semi-blowout. Hey, we're doing that Friday night. Another one, number 4. If you want to win the hat Friday night, we'll let you know how we're going to do it on Friday. But we're trying to figure out which way to do it this week. But, yeah. Be careful, people. I think Chris was saying, oh, not so fast, my friends. Hey, OU Last 4 years, 5 years, they've been 3-0. So, got to take that next step. This team's got to take the next step. Now, Mess says if he's a coach listening to bad questions, I just simply say, who got next? By the way, I'll get to that later. Jackson Arnold turned it real fast. That's funny, Talon. That's funny. 31-7, believe and be safe. Put $100 to cover negative. Did you put, or Keelan, are you saying you put $100 on it? Isn't that line changed too? I think it's changed. By the way, did you see that OU Texas before the season? OU Texas, the line was 9.5 or 10. Right now it's at 1, which isn't surprising after the way Texas has looked so far. But by the way, I'll ask you again. Texas Nightmare, you here tonight? Nope, didn't figure. Will Germ be conflicted watching? Oh, geez. I'm going to leave this comment up here. When he pops on here, that's going to be the first question. Do a what if. Hey, Jay, do a what if. What if what? Chuck. What if what? What if a woodchuck chuck and a woodchuck could chuck chuck? I mean, what do you want me to do a what if of? Give me an example, Chuck. Give me an example. I'm gonna prank Germ when he gets on here. Yeah, I have that Jackson Arnold jersey on. I saw bits and pieces of this, Leslie. I saw bits and pieces. I don't remember seeing stress, but maybe I didn't see the whole thing. What's up, Jen? How you doing tonight? Hope you're doing well. Tommy calling out frightening truth. You here tonight? What if, Chuck? Give me a what if, bud. Give me a what if. Red Schmo says 34-10. Boomer. Sooner, man. Boomer sooner. Behind me? You want to know what's behind me? All right, I'll move. I don't know. This way? This is Kyler Murray. And this is Oklahoma basketball poster from the Final Four team. So that's it. Man, I tell you, the best game I've ever went to as an OU fan was the Big 12 championship, Kyler Murray year. They beat Texas. Everybody remembers that game. That was the game with the Calcaterra, just a dot from Kyler Murray there in Jerry World. And what was so cool about that game is, so we went down to one of my best buddies got us, had this seats where we could go sit. If anybody's been to Jerry World, you can go sit in seats. But like we had a suite, so we could go to the suite and get food, then go to our seat. It was just kind of you walk right out to it. But after the game, like my son, like Kyler Murray, they're all walking around the sideline there. And my son, dude, he just went on the field, got his picture with Kyler. He still got it hanging up. It's pretty cool. And then all the players came out in what do you call that lobby area at Jerry World? They were all out in Bolton. Remember Curtis Bolton? They were all there. It was pretty cool. It was by far the best game I've ever been to. Experience-wise, all of it. It was awesome. Much more impressive 3-0 than last year. 8 turnovers versus Temple last year. Barely beat Houston and needed. Yeah. They've dominated the games. They haven't played anybody except Michigan, but they have dominated. They've looked better doing it. I would agree, Sooner Thrawn. Now, Temple last year, they dominated 51-3 or something like that. So, but Temple last year, I think, wasn't as good as they are this year. But I see what you're saying. But you know what? Nothing matters at 3-0. It matters what you do from here on out with the SEC starting. SEC starts this week, and you gotta take it up a notch. All of it. Offensively, deep, all of it. Yeah, Trey Brown had a huge play that game. That was just a great game. And by the way, OU wore their – did they call those the Rough Riders? They wore their Rough Riders that game, which when was the last – this should have been a trivia question. When was the last year they wore the Rough Riders? Has BV ever worn – have they worn the Rough Riders under BV? Because they usually do the throwbacks and the unity. I'm trying to think when the last year they wore the Rough Riders. One of the OU big-time OU fans will know the answer to that. But why did you take down the Barnes picture? Nice, David. I see what you're doing there. I see what you're doing. I'm not going to buy it. I don't have a Barnes picture. I see what you're doing. Last year of the Big 12 talent things. That sounds right. So that would have been Brent Venables' year, but who did they wear him against? I don't know if they won that year, Talon. They lost to Kansas, lost to OSU. I don't think they wore him that year unless I'm totally wrong. Ron is not a fan of the Rough Riders. I was kind of mixed on them, to be honest. I was kind of mixed. Barnes is Jay's guy. Here we go. Because I give a guy a little bit of love, he's my guy. I see how it is, guys. I see what you're trying to do. Auburn hasn't played anybody either except Baylor. Now, who would you say is better, Baylor or Michigan? I mean, that's kind of the two comparisons because the other two teams people have played aren't very good. It's just not. I was kind of surprised this last weekend, though, by how many high-scoring games we saw in the big-time matchups. Like Texas A&M Notre Dame. Wow, that was a high-scoring game. Georgia Tennessee. Wow, if you'd have told me before the game Tennessee scores 41 or whatever it was, there is zero chance I'd pick them to lose. I didn't think Georgia could score with them, but they did. So kudos to Georgia and Stockton. I mean, really, really kudos to them for keeping up with them. That was pretty impressive by Georgia. I wasn't as high on Georgia. I'm pretty high on them now because I think that's a big win in Tennessee. Big win. In Tennessee with everything they had going on. KB, man, what's going on, man? I know you were working a lot. Man, good to see you on here, KB. Really is. Glad you're on here. Hope you're doing well. My son likes it, Corey. Enjoys it. But still, he travels a lot because he goes to the games on weekends for OU. But yeah. Bad D or both good offense? Mixture. Guys, I'm kind of curious how good Notre Dame's defense is. And statistically, they're not very good. They played 2 games. I'm trying to remember how many they allowed the first game, but they allowed some big plays. They have allowed a ton of big plays, a ton. Help friends. Hey, that is the one thing so far this year, you have not seen OU allow is big time busted long plays on defense. They've cut that back. It's 3 games, not saying much, but you had the one against Michigan that was a massive play in that game, and they were able to answer after that, but that was a big play. And that's what you can't have happen. When you get into the SEC play, you can't have those monster plays. Kills you. Stephen Garrett says, the SEC has begun, which means the Danny Okoye game. Unleash him. Yeah. KB's been watching some film with Sark. I saw this today, Mark. I saw people talking about this. I bet there has been. I don't know when. Now, Notre Dame's played 2 quality opponents. That's the thing. But already sitting with 2 losses. To me, there is one way Notre Dame gets in the playoff, and they have to win every other game. They can't lose. If they finish at 10-2, there's a chance they still could get in. I mean, are there really people saying 10-2 they're out? I don't agree with that. Now, David says Notre Dame's toast. I disagree if they went out. I disagree. I think if they went out, they still have a chance to get in. Dad's weekend is Saturday. Yeah. Awesome, dude. That'll be awesome. If I can get a ticket, man, I'll reach out to you. Hey, if I can get a ticket to that game, I'll reach out. I'll let you know if I can. I don't know if I can. I know it's a hard ticket to get, but they're not good. They're not good. They're not very good in the categories. You're right. But I'm just saying, I want to answer this question. Are you worried about our O-line? Listen, Chuck, here's where I'm at on the O-line. I'm pretty happy. I'm not saying I'm satisfied. I'm not saying everything's great, but I'm saying if Fasusi Ozida McClure, Fabechi, and Simmons are the 5, and they're good and healthy. I like those 5. I think those 5. I wouldn't be as worried. Now, you start getting guys injured, I get a little more worried, Chuck. Is that fair? Is that fair to say? Let me change this around. I'll get Jeremy on here. Hey, Jerm, what's up, man?
Not much. Can you hear me, man?
Yeah.
Sorry I'm late.
Well, that's right. I was holding something for till you got on here.
What's that?
People were asking if you had Jackson Arnold's jersey, or you going to wear that on Saturday? Mixed emotions.
Okay.
It's a joke, Jerm. It's a joke. Hey, let me ask you a serious. I want you to be Brent Venables, because I went on a little bit of a.
I hope you went on a rant about what I texted you about earlier.
Well, it's what me and you were texting about, but I'm gonna say the question I have that I would ask Brent. Okay.
Are you wanting me to answer as Brent Venables would answer, or how he should answer?
I'm just asking a question that I would have asked. Ready? And I put this earlier, and somebody told me it's too rude of a question. Okay. Now
let's hear it.
You tell me if it's too rude of a question.
Let's hear it.
Here we go. Hey, Brent, in your 30 years of coaching, how many times have you had to use a second string kicker? Just curious what went into the reasoning for letting Welch kick the field goal for 52 yards on Saturday.
And you're wanting me to answer that?
No, I'm just saying.
Because I texted you how I would have asked it.
Is that too rude of a question?
No, Jay, it's not too rude of a question. I told you how I would have asked it, though. I would have said, listen, hey, Brent, hey, Coach, Tate Sandell made a 54-yard field goal. Last week he had missed one. It was good to see him get going a little bit. Just curious why at that point you would not want him to kick another 50-yarder and even build more confidence with another rep of a long field goal and bringing in Austin Welch. Jay, it is a disgrace that question wasn't asked.
Well, I don't think anybody's even I don't.
And I know we're talking about kicking, and people say kicking doesn't matter. Kicking matters when it matters. And usually when it matters in a close loss, because people start talking about it if they lose a close one. Jay, if they were to lose this week on a missed field goal by Tate Sandell, he's going to be asked that question for sure, I promise.
No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't. Oh, David, I'm a left-footed kicker. I get a good vibe. I'm left-footed, man. I'm left-footed. So I get a good vibe.
There's some good left-footed kickers. Tim Duncan is one of the best ones.
Are you talking about OU or overall?
OU.
Oh, I thought you were saying overall. Tim Duncan, did he even play in the NFL?
I'm not sure, Jay. Hey, I did not hear that he had a hamstring injury. And if he did, how do you automatically just recover for that? Jay, have you talked about the injury report tomorrow?
Haven't seen it yet, Jeremy. It's tomorrow.
The
updated depth chart was out, and he was listed as the 1.
Any surprise on the depth chart, Jay?
I don't want to talk about the. It was all. I mean, there was some oars, but nothing crazy. I don't really want to spend time on it. Max says should ask him if it was a good idea to pay Ott $1 million for this debacle. What was I going to get to? Oh, Dalpo said he didn't like. I actually liked the 2-point conversion. I know there were a lot of people that said, why throw that out there? I liked it. I am kind of different than a lot of people. I hate the vanilla stuff. I like more of show everything you have and let them try to
agree. I'm with you, Jay.
Even if that 2-point conversion takes 5 minutes for Auburn to practice on this week, it's 5 minutes you wouldn't have given them to practice on it. They could have been practicing on something else.
There are a couple guys open on that. Ulrich wasn't the only one. He missed another guy who was more open.
As Good as Dead has an interesting question.
Let me answer this.
Okay.
I'm going to say it's about the same. I know a lot of people weren't hiring Michigan's D-line. They did lose some guys in the NFL. It was the strength of their team. And if we're talking about D-line play or both sides, I would say that I think Michigan's offense, I would say they're probably equal. Auburn's D line might be slightly better than Michigan's, but I'd say their O line is equal. The fact of the matter is, both teams, Michigan and Auburn, have dudes on the front.
Yeah, I think. I mean, the left tackle for Auburn's really good. D
Yeah, their
line,
tackles are probably better.
they got a couple of guys on the D line that are good. I mean, I don't know how good. I don't know like draft prospect or anything like that. But
you think they're going to drop 8, Jay? You think they're going to do something like what an Iowa State has done to OU?
No, I don't. If I were them, I'd probably try to bring pressure. And
I agree. That's what I would do to OU.
What?
That's what I would do as well to OU. But
here's what I would do.
Risky, Jay. It's risky with Mateer's escapability and the way he is on outside the pocket.
Correct. But if you're wanting him to get rid of the ball quick down the field deep, that might be the one thing that Mateer that you're like haven't seen it. Like if you were coaching for Auburn, you might be like, okay, whoever's guarding the guy on the outside, if they run, I mean, that's kind of the guy you want him to throw it to deep because OU hasn't really connected on a long pass.
Their longest pass play was probably a deep ball. What would be one to Burks on an offsides. And by the way, that's something we probably haven't mentioned enough. John Mateer is really good and Ben Arbuckle about drawing up plays to draw an offsides and get a free play. And they've connected on the free plays.
Yeah, they have. Those he's really good at throwing those balls, man.
They're going to have to spy John Mateer. That takes a guy out of coverage too.
Hey, listen, I agree with Talon here. I think this is going to kind of just when you hear Arbuckle and Mateer and them talk, I think these type of games you get in SEC. I think 918 earlier said he thinks 10 to 12 runs in the SEC as an average from Mateer would be about right. Would you say that?
How many this Saturday, Jay? 15 or more?
No, I'm going less than 15.
Oh, I'm going more than 15.
For Mateer?
I think Mateer runs at least 15.
Yeah, but their pass defense isn't great, Jerm.
But if they're pressuring him, he's going to have to take off, Jay.
I think more than 15 is a lot, Jerm. A lot.
What else been going on tonight, Jay? What else have I missed?
I'm trying to think. Not a whole lot, man. Not a whole lot.
I've been seeing some people talk about some Auburn media or podcast, like with some trash. I don't even know what that's referring to, but
I haven't even seen that in the chat, Jerm.
No, just yet last night in the chat.
Oh, Dalpo's saying who has more rushing yards, Arnold or Mateer? I'm going Mateer.
I would hope it's Mateer.
Over under 8 design QB runs, Jerm.
Well, I said I think he's going to get at least 15 runs. I would say probably 6 of those are scrambles, so I would say probably 9 QB runs.
Hey,
I love the one where they I think I saw Teddy and Gabe in the weeds doing it, where Burks comes in motion. It was a touchdown run. It was a touchdown run last week, the long one. I mean, it was a great read by Mateer. You can send a guy like Burks across. People are going to chase him. I mean, you had Simmons pulling on that, who just looking for people to block. It was a great design. Arbuckle's got several great design quarterback run plays.
Yeah. Hey, Carson Kent, I went back and rewatched the game. Carson Kent was pretty good at blocking.
I think he's better than Huggins, too.
Did you say over on 8?
Yes.
I would say over, too.
Hey, what about Cade McIntyre playing?
Yeah, that was interesting. We'll see if he keeps
I don't see it this week, Jay.
Helms is obviously not back. I don't think Eli Bowen plays this week. I don't think Javonte Gibson plays this week, if I had to guess. But, hey, Famone, praying for you, man. We'll be praying for you all the way through Friday. Prayers up to you, man.
Absolutely.
What was I going to get to? Oh, Tell me you saw this in the game on Saturday, okay? They ran that jet sweep a lot, right?
Correct.
It might have been on the one Mateer scored on. No, I don't think it was. It was on a Satania. And did you see the one where Satania's on the sweep and then Burks is following him on the sweep?
Jay, it was the same. They did the same thing with Mateer's touchdown run. I believe it was Satania first and Burks following.
That's what it was the other time. So it's like at some point they're going to fake it to Satania and then hand it to the second person. Or, I mean,
and Jay, I've got an elite play call, and I'm not Ben Arbuckle, but the way they ran the John Mateer tutty run, you could actually fake it. Listen, you could fake it to both those guys and send Jaron Canick on that flip side and pay dirt. Ben Arbuckle's going to call some things this week, Jay. OU's got to get in a lead. If they get a lead, Jackson Arnold is done.
Yeah. There's the phone line corrections. Hey, check out the FanStop, thefanstop.com. Code SURGE to get 10% off the first 3 months. You can also get this lovely hat there at the FanStop, thefanstop.com. Those guys do awesome work. Local, family-owned, great place. Check them out. Let's get to Corrections 101. What's up, man?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Doing all right, man. How you doing?
Not bad, man. I tell you, Norman's ready for Auburn to come into town. Everybody's real excited about it. I think the stadium's going to be probably just as electric as it was for that Michigan game.
Should be. I don't know why it wouldn't be. I mean, this is a chance to win your first SEC game against a guy that just didn't have a good year at OU last year. So,
well, this gets OU to the point where everyone said they need to be. If you win this one going into Texas, you're undefeated.
Well, and you're top 10. If you win this game, you're top 10.
Yeah, and this is a game. This is a game you have to win. I mean, I'm just going to say it. Auburn is not that good. They're just not. I mean, we have to win this game comfortably for me to feel good about it because their offense is trash, man. They are a one-trick pony.
Are they better than last year? Let me ask you this: you think they're better than last year offensively?
Marginally better, but I mean that's not saying much. I mean, Jackson Arnold didn't even play in the Auburn game last year because he was such trash.
Yeah,
I mean, they're just gonna.
And you're right. Corrections, because if you go back last year's game, I went back and watched some of it. Peyton Thorne, he could run, but he wasn't throwing the ball well either, and that's kind of the same thing they have right now.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, and you were nice about it, Jay, earlier. You were not a lot nicer than I would have been. Their secondary is just trash. It is garbage. But Mateer might just throw 600 yards on them because they are just absolutely that bad. Baylor just absolutely lit them up. And I'm sorry that South Alabama was chewing up their defense too. So I'm not even really sure how good their front seven is. I think Michigan probably was better up front on the D line, but we need to win this game big. I think we will. I think it'll be pretty comfortable. We need to have a comfortable win going into SEC play because I'm just not sold on Auburn at all.
Well, here's where I'm going to play a little devil's advocate, and I actually agree with your corrections, but there is one position group. If you ask Sooner fans, is there a position that you would say could cause you some concern from Auburn? And it's the fact they do have some weapons at receiver. Now, OU secondary's been strong, and I don't think Arnold's going to have time to read the defenses, but they do have some weapons on the outside. But then I'm also going to say that you're right. OU needs a win going away. And let's be honest, through 3 games, even though OU has looked really good at times, they have not pieced together a complete game on all 3 phases. They haven't yet.
I agree with that because, I mean, if we would have played a complete game and not had the turnover issues with Michigan, we'd have run them out of the stadium by halftime. But, yeah, I would say the receivers, they do have a couple good receivers, but they drop the ball a lot too. And, I mean, do you really want to catch a ball going over the middle against this OU defense? I mean, I was talking to as a bunch of friends. I put this in Discord earlier, I think yesterday. I was talking to a bunch of fans of different programs, and they'll all tell you privately we do not want to play at Oklahoma defense. I think we've taken out 14 offensive starters with injuries in 3 games because they are just that.
They're hitting hard.
They're just
hard.
that violent. They're that violent. Yeah, and I'm telling you what, Jackson Arnold's going to be in some trouble. We're coming after him, and we're going to see the same old Jackson. I don't know why these Auburn fans don't think he's just going to, when he gets under pressure and he plays actually a real defense like us, he's going to revert back to the old Jackson Arnold. He's going to fumble the ball away. He's going to throw a pick. He's going to panic.
But to be fair, like as an Auburn fan, you've only seen what you've seen 3 games. He's played pretty well. Not passing the ball, but running the ball. And I think Crystal said it. And I have corrections. I'm a little I got 10-point win is all I got for OU. I know that's but if the one caveat is if Auburn could run the ball with Arnold, they would eat a lot of clock off if they're able to do it. I don't think they can do it, but I'm just saying that would be the caveat.
If their game plan is to run Arnold a lot, they might just want to have a wheelchair on the sideline because this defense is even more elite than last year, and he'll get hurt. I'm telling you. They're just that violent, and so I don't know what you do if you're Auburn. He can't throw. You want to run him a bunch, okay? You want to get him hurt because that's going to happen. I don't know how you attack this defense if you're them with Jackson Arnold being the quarterback.
I agree that. I'm bringing pressure. I'm sending missile Boganowski at him a few times. And I tell you one thing that's not going to happen, Jay, in corrections, that needs to happen. OU won't do it. OU will not do it, but they need to. When Arnold's out there warming up on the big screen Jumbotron, they need to show clips from last year.
I was thinking that exact same thing earlier today. I was like, it's time for us to be. See, but the funny thing is, OU won't do that, but Arkansas absolutely would have if they were on our shoes. Because you remember back in the Big 12 when Texas went to play Arkansas and Texas was all whining about the horns down. They had the horns down all over their scoreboards and everything. It was just absolutely savage. So I would love to see that, just play on loop all of his turnovers, during the warm-ups.
The Missouri play over and over.
The Missouri play and over, yeah. That would be amazing, but you won't do it.
Yeah. Hey, thanks, Corrections, for calling in, man.
Thanks, guys. Have a good rest of the night.
All right, you too, man. Hey, I saw 918. Yeah, his completion percentage is pretty good. I think it was Tone Loke that talked. He's by far getting coached way better. Hugh Freeze knows how to coach quarterbacks. He's getting them coached better. But it comes down to this. Is what it comes down to. Can Auburn run the ball? And, Jeremy, it's not just Auburn. I think when you look at OU's schedule, if you can't run the ball in Oklahoma, you're going to have a tough time beating them.
Last year teams had a tough time beating them.
Right? What's that?
Last year teams had a tough time beating them when they couldn't run the ball. And OU had no offense.
Yeah, but
if they stop the run, I don't want to say that they're going to win every game because that's not feasible to sit here and claim that. But if they stop the run, they're going to be a tough out, Jay. They're going to be a tough out.
Yeah, look at this. Big says, knock it out of his hands pregame. Send a message. Hey, the boogeyman. Hey, the other thing is when you talk about what were we just talking about? I lost my train of thought.
We were talking about stopping the run.
Oh, yeah. So one stat I really like, and I haven't looked it up this year, but I know he's probably top 2 or 3 in the country, stop rate. And you had a good stop rate last year. They were just on the field a lot deep. They had more chances, but their stop rate was still ranked pretty high. And I am with you guys. I am not one that's overlooking it. I know some people think it's going to be a blowout. Something tells me that this game's going to be closer. I got 7 to 10 points. I just think I don't see a blowout. Now, they could, and I could be dead wrong. And if you know me at all, I'm probably going to be dead wrong, and they're going to blow them off the water. But for some reason, this game, I just think with everything around it, with Arnold coming back, with Hugh Freeze, I think it's going to be a closer game than people think.
My early prediction is OU by 13.
That's not really a blowout.
No, but I'll take it, Jay.
Oh, yeah. Hey, any win I'll take at this point. Tommy's laughing. I don't know what about, but he's laughing. 31-10. Gray God's got 3 touchdown win. OU by 24, Mac. Wow, we've already been going an hour. Wow. Okay. Crazy. Hey, tomorrow's Wednesday. 37-10. There's the pick by correction. He's got almost a 4 touchdown win. Tomorrow's Wednesday, halfway through the week. Probably got the injury report coming out tomorrow. We'll have a lot to talk about there. Can't wait. The week is here. It's going to be a good week. Can't wait for the hype building up to it. SEC Nation going to be there. Really appreciate you guys joining me for half the show and Jeremy joining us for the second half. It's been good. Appreciate it. You guys are always great in the chat, keeping it going. Couldn't do it without you, honestly. Couldn't do it without you. So appreciate everybody. We will talk to you tomorrow on the other side. We'll see you then. Have a great night.